Hey, what's going on, guys? Here with my friend Joe at my locals, and he's going to be profiling his Madolches, aka just cute and cuddly yummy food. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get into it.
Alright. I'd like to preface this with it's very cute and cuddly and delicious, but also incredibly deadly.
Yes.
So first off, we've got three Madolche Madolche. She's basically the only real search power the deck has. Very slow, but necessary. You just get a search from Madolche monster whenever you normal summon her.
Yeah.
Then the primary combo, two Madolche Mewfoil. Whenever he's normal summoned, you can special summon a Madolche from your hand, and that's usually going to be Angeli. Angeli, when she's tributed, can special summon one from the deck, and usually that's going to be Hootcake. Hootcake then uses his effect to banish a monster from grave to special summon a Madolche from the deck. So you're usually going to banish Angeli, or if you've put a hand trap or anything else in the grave, you can use that.
Yep.
Difficulty, of course, is that with the Madolches, when they're destroyed by your opponent, they go right back into the deck. So you got to rely on Angeli's tributing or a hand trap to usually get something in there. So when you do manage to banish with Hootcake, you're going to usually want to summon Messengelato. He will search a Madolche Speller Trap from the deck. And then that's about it for the Madolche monsters in the main deck. There are also in this build some rank 3 spam just to help it out. We've got 2 TG Warwolf. Special summons themselves whenever another monster is special summoned. And then we have 2 Speedroid Terrortop. He's going to special summon himself if you don't control any monsters, which is nice because you can still do it on your first turn if your opponent has no monsters. He also is going to search another Speedroid monster, which is going to be Speedroid Takatomborg, who summons himself if you control a wind. So if you get Terrortop, you can summon him, or there's ways to summon him if I just draw into him randomly.
And of course, if you drop a wind-based Xyz, like say Castell, you can special summon him.
Yeah, Castell, or I use Levy or the Sea Dragon.
Yes.
Because as we'll get into, Castell is useless in this deck. And then we just have some hand traps, 2 Effect Veilers, 2 Maxi, both for utility and also for banishing materials for Hootcake. And that's it for the monsters. One moment to clear off this playmat here. Then we got 2 Madolche Chateau. It's a field spell. Whenever you play it, you put all the Madolches in your grave back into your deck, and your Madolches gain 500 attack and defense. And also, if they would be returned from the grave to the deck, you can just put them back into your hand instead.
Yep.
And then that's very powerful when comboed with Madolche Ticket, which anytime a Madolche is sent from the field or the grave to the deck or the hand, you get to add another Madolche to your hand, or if you control a Madolche Fairy, you can special summon it instead.
Yep.
So it's a real easy way to get pluses with that, you know.
Have you ever considered running a second ticket, or do you think it's unnecessary?
I usually like to with the second ticket, but it's not necessary, and I had to cut a lot of things from this build to get it to stop bricking as bad as Madolches normally do, because as anybody who's ever played Madolches knows, you're going to have unplayable hands and unplayable hands and unplayable hands.
Yep.
Anyways, there's 2 instant fusions. Can summon both a level 3 and a level 4 from the extra deck. I'll get into those later. 1 double summon, because as we all know, the deck relies pretty heavily on its normal summon, and if it gets negated, or if you have to normal summon that you don't normal summon something you don't want to normal summon, you want to have a way out of that.
Or you just want to OTK.
Yeah, it's real easy to OTK with the double summon. I usually like to run 2, but again with this build I'm unable to. 3 Upstart Goblins. I know it's unconventional for an OTK build, but I need that draw power more than I need almost anything else. I can put so much damage on board. A couple F-Star Goblins does not affect me.
Yeah.
2 terraformings. I can search Chateau, and I can also search Chicken Games, which I run, again, to get more draw power. Almost every card in this deck is centered around the draw power or the OTK potential. This right here is so much deck thinning, it's unbelievable. My final spell is, of course, Raigeki. Can't really go without it. And then only 3 traps, 3 copies of Solemn Scolding.
Interesting.
I know it's impossible to pay for the cost of every Solemn Scolding because it costs 3,000 to activate, but it can negate almost anything that is going to happen in the game. Hand traps, regular traps, effects, summons, almost literally the only thing it can't negate is like Chicken Game.
Yeah.
And so it's great for stopping if somebody's trying to, mess with my OTK. You can just stop it right in its tracks.
Yeah.
It's real nice. And I run 3 because I love to draw into it. Especially first turn. If I have to go first, I'd love to have a Solemn Scolding so I can just stop my opponent from doing anything.
Yeah.
And that's about it for the main deck. Clear this out real quick.
Of course, on the off chance that you do get 2 or 3 upstarts played by your opponent, you could potentially play that for Solemn Scolding.
Yeah, I definitely could. But with all the Chicken Games in there, it's not
Instant
really
fusion,
likely.
yeah.
Alright, and now for the extra deck, I actually had this organized earlier. So we have 2 Leviair the Sea Dragons, of course,
So beautiful.
Pokemon art. Unfortunately, I don't have Pokemon art for the rest of my extra deck, but these are great. You can, it's a rank 3, and you can detach 1 to special summon a monster from your banish zone. Usually, you'll end up banishing a Angeli, so you can just get her right back for a quick Tiramisu, who we'll get into. MX Saber Invoker, basically the same thing. He just summons a warrior, level 4 or lower, in defense position from your deck. He used to be played, I think, at 2 or 3 before Angeli came out, but afterwards, Leviair is just a better choice and also a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Invoker I only use if I have the capability of keeping a Beast-type Madolche on the field when I would use him, because then I could get another search off of Messengelato. I run a Nightmare Shark for if I need to get... I can't tell you how many times I've played against somebody, and I'm stuck with, I can get a rank 3 out, and they've got like 1,600 left. Nightmare Shark, just attacks 2,000 direct. Real great.
Yep.
Equipped Engineer. A lot of people don't like Equipped Engineer because they just think it's a little bit useless, but it's very helpful if, I've got Tiramisu out and I have enough for another rank 3, I can just throw this out. Tiramisu is basically invulnerable until my next turn, because he'll protect her from being destroyed by battle or card effect, and then I'm free to use him or use her to shuffle 2 more cards back into the deck. Downward Magician, because I don't like having 1,800, 1,600 attack out on the field. I'd rather get the 25 with piercing.
Yep.
And that's it for the basic. I consider her a rank 3 because you just overlay her on top of them.
Yeah.
And so that's it for the rank 3s. And then we have 1 Abyss Dweller. Needs no real explanation. Gagaga Cowboy. Honor Arc. And a Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. Just basically the staples that I run. If I could find something better than him, I'd put it in, but I haven't found anything yet. So I need to get around to that at some point. And then we have 2 Madolche Queen Tiramisus. Detach 1 to target 2 Madolches in your grave and shuffle them back into the deck, and then shuffle 2 cards that your opponent controls back into the deck.
Yep.
Doesn't target, doesn't destroy. It's fantastic. I love it. I'll never stop playing this deck ever. And then Madolche Pudding Sis, the chocolate one. Basically, you can overlay her over top of Queen Tiramisu for a quick 300 attack boost if you're close to that OTK but don't quite have it. Other than that, she's not used for very much, but it is nice to have that. And then finally, we have the Fusion Monsters. 1 Fusionist, just a nice level 3, and of course, Elder Anthony Norden. For some rank 4 spam.
Okay.
It's definitely come in handy a lot ever since I put him in, and I'm not going to take him out, ever.
Yeah, definitely. Just a couple questions here I have with the extra deck. One, I know you talked about not playing Castell. What's kind of part of the reasoning for that?
Well, not going to play Castell because he takes 2 materials to put 1 card back into the deck, when I could just spend 1 material to put 2 cards back into the deck that doesn't target.
Yeah.
Getting Tiramisu out is one of the easiest things that I can do with this deck, so there's no real need for me to, put in a Castell on the off chance that I'm only going to be able to get a rank 4 with, Norden and 1 other guy.
Right.
It's just not worth it.
And then since you do play 2 instant fusions in the main deck, why not the second Norden?
The second, I only run 1 Norden because I need to have a level 3.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the time I run into a situation, like say I open up with Mufoy, Angeli, and a instant fusion.
Right.
I would summon that, and I'd get to the point where my field is Mufoy and Hoot Cake. And then I would play the instant fusion to get another level 3 out. And then I just overlay him with the Mufoy so I could go into Invoker and then get the extra search off of Miss Engelada.
So you kind of find that the level 3 in there just has about as much utility as Norden does.
Yeah, I mean, not quite the same level of utility, but he's definitely useful in situations where I need him.
Okay.
I've, of course, changed up the build a lot since I first built it, so I'm not sure how much utility he's got now, but
right.
I expect I'll find out in the future.
Now, any other comments on the deck? Like how you think this deck can do for the upcoming format? It's going to be probably ruled by Cosmo and Magic Spectre and then the incoming Infinity.
I don't really know much about Infinity, but hopefully, Ptolemy's going to get banned before he comes out.
That would be nice.
Nobody can run him. That would be great. I would love that. Or he gets banned himself. I would love that less because I also play Cyber Dragons.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, Cosmos, they're a problem, but they're not too big of a problem because, I mean, a lot of the things that people are going to have a problem with is the ships being unable to be targeted. Tiramisu doesn't target, of course.
Yep.
I got nothing to worry about.
And then Magic Spectres, they have protection from targeting and destruction, which Tiramisu also takes care of.
No targeting, no destruction.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's going to have a lot easier time than the last format. I could barely play this at all last format because of all the overpowered decks. I mean, I couldn't touch Cleaforts. I couldn't get over Necroz because, they would just summon Unicorn and then I've got nothing to get over it.
Right.
Except the Raigeki. Other than that, I've never really had a problem with Burning Abyss. Shadalls, it was about 50-50, but they're dead.
Now,
Everything's dead, except for Burning Abyss. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Thank you a lot for the deck profile, Joe. I definitely do like the updated build for the Madolches. Definitely do think it could definitely have an impact next format, and obviously, as always, it has the ability to just OTK out of nowhere despite its cute and deliciousness. So again, thank you for the deck profile. Remember, guys, to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys next time.